Standing on the top now. No, nothing can move you.
And reflection of what happened when black people come together and get on code and stay on code for the betterment of the community, so the community can grow and expand. Then people will begin to take us serious, just like in this scene from Malcolm X.
Saw Brother Johnson brought in here beat up. Nobody saw him brought out.
You didn't hear the sergeant? Outside.
I suggest you look outside that window.
Jimmy, come here, sir.
Yes, we intend to see Brother Johnson.
What is your name, fella?
Don't worry about what my name is. Two witnesses saw Brother Johnson.
Oh, bro, we gonna see Brother Johnson, or we gonna tear this place up, man. We intend on seeing Brother Johnson, bro. All right, because we heard some stuff going down, and we need to check on Brother Johnson. We ain't gonna be having no beating up on Brother Johnson. You know, some people say Brother Johnson is the chair now. In light of what happened in Alabama, we get a lot of memes going on. We got a lot of reenactments going on, and we had somebody interview the chair. We had, now I'm about to show you in-depth analysis of what happened that day.
Fight heard around the world. You've seen the video, but nobody has pointed out the very particular details you gotta see. Backstory. You had a bunch of ignorant people on boats who jumped the security guard, the man in the white shirt. But enough talk. Let's get to what you need to see. Okay, they jumped him. But pay close attention to this. Pay close attention to this. He lets you know he's ready by throwing the hat in the air. I gotta run it back. I have to run it back. Watch him throw the hat in the air. It is a signal for what you will see later. But pay close attention to what you're gonna see in the water. It is not Aquaman. From what I have been told, he goes by Jermichael Phelps. I can't confirm this, but they tell me he goes by Jermichael Phelps. J-Mike for short. He's gonna swim 50 meters roughly across to the dock. When he gets to the dock, my guy does a full tricep extension. In the weight room, it's known as a muscle up. Gets onto the dock, and he instantly takes off the shoes because he's ready to throw these hands. I gotta get to this. Now they're ready. See, remember when he threw the hat? Remember I told you, when he threw the hat, it was something like a bat signal, letting everybody know, da-da-da-da, help is needed. And boy, help is on the way. Help is on the way. See, now, it's bunch of boom. Ooh, wait, I gotta turn the volume up.
So according to this analysis, man, brothers, if you feel like you're being sworn by people that are not your kind, or if you're FBA and you think you're sworn by black people that's not FBA, but let's pretty much keep it on suspected white supremacist side. If somebody is jumping you and you know your boys, your people right there, throw the hat up. You got beef? Oh, we got beef. I get my family over here.
Because y'all missed that smack. Hold on, running that back. Left hook. Here is what is most missed in all of this video. Watch the woman in the white shirt. Woman in the white shirt, she better go bye-bye. She better go to the water. Now, the woman in the white shirt's in the water. That's not the interesting part. The interesting part is she can't get out. Take her right here. She cannot get out. Remember, old dude did a muscle up. She ain't got no muscles up. So now she's stuck in the water. Look at her. But
and she gonna mess around and brother gonna stump her feet, stump her hands. You know, this is hilarious.
There is one good Samaritan. Security guard. He makes sure he maintains his civil duties to help her up. He ain't gonna give her no eye contact though. He's just like, take my arm. Take my arm. I ain't giving you eye contact. Take my arm. The most notable character in all of this was not actually a human. It was an object. Because the individual here has now brought in the chair. Oh my God. He done brought in the chair. Smack. Smack one now. Smack another dude. But look, the dude gets smacked by the chair. It doesn't even faze him. And now he gets arrested, but here.
Because it's a plastic chair, dude. It wasn't hard. It wasn't a steel chair like they have in WWF. This is a plastic chair. It looks good, but it wasn't that effective like a steel chair. But it's still, you know, it's still good stuff. Still good stuff. Anybody who did get locked up for that brawl, telling and saying, getting
those who chose violence. accountable by our criminal justice system, and I'm hoping he understands who chose violence first. Some people chose violence and some people chose self-defense, but we'll see how that plays out. And I just want to mention this before I toss it to you, because I know folks definitely want to hear your insight on this, Charlamagne. But I mentioned yesterday on air and posted several times on Instagram that we are looking for folks who have been arrested that may need possible legal assistance. So if you are someone or know someone that has been arrested, there are attorneys on standby waiting to help you with those services. So definitely follow me at Tesla Figaro and keep us posted on that, not just today, but in the coming days as the story continues to develop.
All right, so
Those who chose violence will be held accountable by our
Figaro is offering help for those who get caught in the mix like that. You know, because when something happened to us and they get locked up, they have a GoFundMe and they get millions of dollars, and that's kind of encouraging them to do it again and do it again and do it again. I mean, I can get $1 million of it. We have to outlaw that $1 million don't go in your pocket. It may go on legal defense funds, and what's left go back in the pockets of the people, or go to some charity or whatever, but it don't go in your pocket. But shout out to Teslin. Africans in Alabama. Let me hit this. Africans in Alabama riverfront brawl restores confidence in American Africans after defending themselves against white power. Now, understand this. If you're from Georgia, if you're from Alabama, if you're from Florida, if you're from Louisiana, majority of you who are black, your lineage date back to black originals, aboriginals, black, Native Indians, Native American black Indians that was here before the settlers came. Majority of those people down there cracking head, kicking butt, and taking name were no Africans. Maybe one or two, maybe three had African lineage. At the end of the day, everybody on the face of this planet got African lineage in them, according to the DNA specialists. Japanese, white, you name it, they got a little bit of African in it, because all races, creeds, and color come from black. Now, I told you that back in the day, America was called Turtle Island, and the strait between American and Africa wasn't that wide until a great flood took place and you got the Atlantic Ocean widened out. But it was closer than ever, and they were going back and forth trading. Black Native Indians and black Africans was trading back and forth doing commerce. Boats and all. Very well crafted, well-designed boats. This the stuff they ain't going to teach you in school. And Ron DeSantis is doing whatever he can to not teach you in school. In the Department of Education, the DOE, everybody talking about Ron DeSantis. No, they never taught you the truth in school. Because it will empower you, black people. It will empower your kids. That's why it's up to you to teach it. Hoorah! They let's say they banned Black history in all of them. You should be out in the streets tearing it up if they do, but if they don't, you need to do whatever you can to collect the materials right now to be able to educate your children. I got so much stuff that I've downloaded from the internet, and I got it stored in so many places that if we had a zombie apocalypse, these kids still be able to learn Black history because I got enough for them. There were no Africans on that boat. Most of them people are Aborigine Black Indians. Always going to the Pan-African, the PanAfricanWorld.com. Everybody, look, my Pan-African brothers, not everybody came here from Africa, okay? We're not immigrants. Immigrants are people who decide to come here. No way Africans that live here decide to come here, and the Native Americans were already here, and they were black. Black people inhabit the whole entire world. The whole entire world. There's Black Asians, there's Black Russians, there's Black Indians and East Indians West Indians, blacks is everywhere. Oh, so this did restore our confidence. Let me tell you something. It feels good. I haven't, as a black man, we haven't had this feel good feeling since Obama become president. And then 2 years later, the thrill was gone. The thrill was gone. Once he started placating to his white side of his family versus his king, he wouldn't, he only got two sides, white Kansas, black Kenyan. None of it is Native American black. None of it is foundational black. Barack Obama, Barack Hussein Obama is not a foundational black American. He is not a native black. His dad is from Kenya. His mama from Kansas. White Kansas, white Kenyan. He didn't even lean over to the Kenyan side when it came to doing something for people. He leaned over to the white Kansas side, did everything else, mostly for white women than black people. Stop using the African word on all black people, because all black people are not African Americans. And if you talk to African today, like my man Sam and all that, I got a lot of African friends from Nigeria, Ghana, Tanzania. I got a lot of African friends, cool brothers too. They live in America now. They will look at a person that was born here and say, I'm a real African American. I'm from Africa, and I went through the process, and I became American. They would tell you that. And where do that leave us? That's why we had to delineate. We had to cast out that word that came through Jesse Jackson, through his president. We cast down the word African American. We used to be called colored. We used to be called black folks, colored folks. Then they went with Afro-American because we had everybody wearing afros. But they always stayed with African-American, and that never really sat right with us because most of us, a lot of us, are not from Africa. My side of my family is straight up black Seminole Indian, my dad's side. The DNA is full-blooded Native American black Seminole Indians. My grandmother fell in love with my granddaddy, black African. Anyway, and then we're going to talk to this. I made this, and then we're going to talk about this brawl and what happens and why these things happen. Give me a moment.
Please don't try me, because I find about getting slapped. Try Jesus, not me, 'cause I throw hands. Try Jesus, please don't try me, because I find
I think I got one more video. This is what from the chair shots. Plastic chair, hang on. Now you look from that angle, it looked like the hits wasn't all that powerful, and it's a plastic chair, but the imagery still, you're like, yeah. Let me go to, this is what I want to show, and then we're going to end this today. All right, so Nisha Mullah say you got to be a piece of ass watching grown men doing this to children, kicking people when they're already down. What pisses me off most is that this happened in my lifetime not long ago. These people are still alive. I bet if this message reached the right people, kill the boars. Now, they've been hollering that we're going to talk about the kill the boar thing. That's what's going on in Africa. And South Africa is seeking to get their land back. But there was a time when South Africa was pretty much, it's an apartheid state. and very racist and very separatist. And a lot of the land was taken from the black landowners. And the white landowners end up getting it, prospering on it, building on it. And this new administration saying, look, you're going to have to get that land back. If we find out you stole this land, you're going to be without land. We're going to give it right back to its rightful owner, which is the right thing to do. These guys would catch these young kids just to torment them. And let me tell you something. That happened in the 80s. That's happened in the 90s. Cop will pick us up and torment us. Police. Someone will beat us up and throw us on the side of the road. Someone would just torment the heck out of us. You recently heard about the brother that got beat and sodomized by police officers for hours. We're going to talk about that story too. By suspected white supremacist bigoted cops. And here you got in this picture, South African police harassing 3 little boys. And don't get me wrong, South Africa is a beautiful place. It ain't about the place. It's the administration in the place and how they do business. I would love to move to South Africa. Cape Town is a gorgeous place. But we got to deal with this stuff and root this stuff out. Remember, I said white supremacy has to be eradicated from this earth. And this is the mentality of a white supremacist. He sees these innocent boys with no ability to defend themselves. They got guns. Those boys don't. And they can feel like they can do whatever they want to these boys. Stumping them in the head. Kicking them. This happens all over the world, and it happens big time in the United States. You don't see it. Tore their clothes up. Look at these racist bastards. Acting like he gonna help them. That's beautiful. Let me try as well. After 400 years of this mess, and then we were told to do things nonviolent, peaceful. And we see that that hasn't changed anything. LGBTQ didn't go through that. I'm not saying you ain't go through anything, but you ain't go through that. Heck, these guys could be LGBTQ themselves. And they would take those boys and butt break them and rape them. That has happened before. It's like my cousin, he was talking about the LGBTQ person that got killed. I think it's in North Carolina or, I don't know, Florida. And I'm like, was it because he was LGBTQ or was it because he black? Don't assume it was just because he's LGBTQ. When this man got LGBTQ white members in his family, he never did this too. So he can't be the LGBTQ. It's probably black, and the LGBTQ just made it worse. But most of the time, these people are getting beat up and harassed because of their skin color more than anything. And people still do these things today. That's why I ain't going hunting with a bunch of white people and I'm the only black people. I don't care how friendly you are, how nice you are. I don't know those folks. You'll never catch me on a boat. I love fishing. You know, I had a group of white buddies come up to me, and I love them. They're my boys. And, well, look, Bob, let's go fishing. I'm like, how many black people going to be on there? Oh, you're the only one. Hell to the no. You ain't going to throw me over the water and try to fish me for fun. I guess the big game ain't enough, so you want to fish for a human in the water. I ain't going to make it. No. One black man don't need to be alone with a bunch of white people. And I don't care how nice they may not do anything, but don't ever put yourself in that position where you're that vulnerable. Now, why did this happen? Why one of the main things about Mississippi and why people are cheering, because I'm usually not a violent dude, and I have Winning with Love with Bobby, a webcast. It's another channel under this channel. I'm putting all the videos there, and I teach people how to love, forgive, and things like that, but with caveats and how to do it. It's like you don't do it in public. I mean, they still need to justice need to be served. You might forgive them, but justice still need to be served. Bro, you need to get these justices. And we're pent up and frustrated from all that abuse. So let me bring this back up, and hopefully all this stuff came through. And let me go to what Malcolm X had to say.
Minds of most white people in this country. They know that they've been minds of most white people in this country. They know that they've been violent in their brutality against Negroes. And they feel that someday the Negro is going to wake up and try and do unto them as they have done do unto the whites as the whites have done unto us.
Now, this man is so prophetic. I don't care what you think of him, think of his religion. Me being a Christian, I was taught to fear this man and heresy and cult leader and things like that. I don't think that way about it. I don't care who you are. I will not see Malcolm X that way. A cult taught you to look at this man this way. I'm not a follower of Islam. I do respect some of the principles of Islam. I do respect some of the principles of Elijah Muhammad, but he had his faults. There's a lot of stuff that I can take from different religions and different sects and stuff and apply in my personal life without actually being in that religion. Malcolm X been on it more than off it. And in this case, he's on it. He's going to tell you why why Alabama going to happen and why it's going to be more than that, because black people done had enough of this foolishness. You're not going to sit here and think you're going to be able to push us around.
We are a violent group. We do.
You hear him?
As the whites have done unto us. We are a violent group.
We aren't a violent group.
We do. We are taught by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad to obey the law, to respect everyone who respects us. We're taught to display courtesy, to be polite. But we're also taught that at any time, anyone in any way inflicts or seeks to inflict violence upon us, we are within our religious rights to retaliate in self-defense.
And that's the problem. We had the religious sect tell us not to defend ourselves. Just take it. I got hit in the head marching down the Edmund Pettus Bridge. Where your daddy at? Ain't no way I'm going to sit there and see my son get hit with a brick and not try to find that person. I don't care if they have to kill me, dude. You just got to kill me. I'm going to kill you for trying to kill my son. Somebody dying that day. I don't care how saved, how religious, and how much you serve Christ. Somebody dying that day. And any preacher tell you, a real preacher that's bad about it, that care about his family, I don't care what he preach. If somebody would have beat up on Dr. Martin Luther King's daughter, that nonviolence would have been out the window. I think we should continue to go, even though he beat you up and raped you. We should continue to move on to the citadels of the halls of man. Stop that. Nah. Kick that ass. Thank God I kicked that. No. We're in our religious right to defend ourselves. I'm cool, calm, collected, and you will be respected as long as you respect me, my space, and what I'm all about. I'll respect you and your space and whatever. But the moment you try to use your white supremacy and your dominancy and bring that crap over here, it's going to be a problem, son. And John Lewis talking about, oh, I'm going to go get in some good trouble. Look, good, bad, ugly, it don't matter. You mess with one of my children, oh, it's going to be some trouble. And if I see you're harassing a citizen, even when it comes to a white person, if I see a black person beating up a white lady for no reason, some dumb reason, it's going to be a problem because she's a human. But ain't no way I'm going to sit there and watch some suspected white supremacist feel like he can do anything he want to my brother, my cousin, my sister, my homie in the neighborhood. It ain't happening like that. I'm not suing. I'm not doing none of that. I'm pursuing. I'm pursuing, and you're going to get the shoe up your behind. I'm no lawsuit, law shoes in your behind.
To the maximum degree of our ability.
Let me play that one more time for years.
The minds of most white people in this country. They know that they've been violent in their brutality against Negroes. And they feel that someday the Negro is going to wake up and try and do unto them as they have done unto the whites as the whites have done unto us.
And some of us want to.
We are not bound to do. We are taught by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad to obey the law, to respect everyone who respects us. We're taught to display courtesy, to be polite. But we're also taught that at any time anyone in any way inflicts or seeks to inflict violence upon us, we are within our religious rights to retaliate in self-defense to the maximum degree of our ability.
We are entitled to defend ourselves to the maximum degree of our ability. And I would go forward and say, and oftentimes be on the offense. Oh, not only am I going to go protect myself, I'm going to make it where you never, ever do this again. I'm going to give you the butt whooping of your life. I'm going to leave so many scars and bruises on you, you'll be like that brother did in the video. The brother said, come to find out that old dude can really throw him. I'm not going to go back and look at the video. The brother eye was all swole. The white dude, his eye was all swole, nose broken, lip busted. Come to find out that old 65-year-old man can throw them hands. Yeah. And y'all better stop playing with these old people, man. These old people were the original road layers. They ain't have no machine. Man, they used the jackhammers. They used real sledgehammers to break stuff down. These Negroes built bridges, dams, and everything. They strong. And you trying to fight one of them, especially from old school FBA like my Uncle Dave, God rest in peace, my Uncle Dave, my uncle, especially my doggone Uncle MC, boy. My Uncle MC was built. That man was chopping trees at 85 to the day he died. Chopping trees. And he'll chop you down too. But he could chop you like Ric Flair, man, and Wahoo McDaniel, he'll chop you on your man like, dang, huh? Heavy-handed. Them guys are heavy-handed. Hands are trained. Leave old people alone. Leave black people alone. We're peaceful, loving people. But you keep pushing us, we're going to give you a piece, and the loving's going out the door. You're going to break a piece of our leg in your behind, and all that love stuff is going to be put on pause. See, love says to me that I love me. Now, love will say, I'm not going to let you hurt me because I love me first. Love will say, look, I'm going to have to whip your behind so you can realize that this is not the right thing to do. So love is like Mama said. Mama said, look, this is going to hurt me more than hurt you. I used to say, what? Really? Mom, you got like 4 or 5 switches over there braided up. And it's going to hurt you more than, yeah, it hurt her. It hurt her that she has to do that because I'm stubborn. And I didn't want to listen. Well, yeah, it might hurt me to bust you in your mouth. I don't care if you're 55, 67 years old, granny, 80 years old. I get my sister to whoop your behind. Those brothers got the women to do to fight the women. You probably, I think, see one or 2 licks the dude gave the woman because she was pushing up on him. And that's my philosophy. I don't care if you're a child, elderly woman, or a a regular adult. If you pose a threat on my life, I'm kicking the crap out of you. You kicked my little son. Your little son had a knife. I kicked the hell out of him. I kicked him like I'm Doug Flutie. Doug Flutie was quarterback, right? I kicked the crap out of him. I kicked him like I was Jackie Chan, man. I kicked him, boy. I gave him a good old Jet Li, Bruce Lee kick. He had that knife in his hand. Ain't got time to play with your little kid. What are you doing with a knife anyway? Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Make sure you still subscribe because sometimes they'll unsubscribe you. Hey, I got to go to sleep because I got to go to work. But it was good talking to you. Thanks for strolling with me on the Twitter street. Let's find out what we find on Twitter tonight.